Okay, so this is the review for the test on Friday. If you were not here yesterday or if you forgot how to do these problems, you need to be watching this video right now so that you can see problem number 4, 5, and 6. So on problem number 4, you start off with the box just like normal, and you put the first term in the first box and the last term in the last box. So 3q squared goes in the first box, and minus 2 goes in the last box. And then you have to ask yourself, or get factors of 6, and you got 6 from multiplying the 3 times the 2. That gives you 6. So factors of 6, and that would be 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. But then you also have to think which one gives you a sum or a difference of the middle term, which in this case is an imaginary 1. Sum or difference of 1. So that would be 2 and 3 if you subtract them. So you put those in the middle boxes, so that's 2q and 3q. And how will these two give you a positive 1? Do both of them need to be negative? Do both of them need to be positive? Or does one need to be negative and one needs to be positive? The 2 needs to be negative. Negative. You can either say 3 minus 2 gives you 1, or you can say 3 plus a negative 2 gives you positive 1. Then you start filling out the outside boxes. So I know that q times q gives me q squared. But where do I put the 3? Does the 3 go with the 3 and the 2? Or does the 3 go with the 3 and the 3? Both of these can be divided by 3, so you're going to put it right there. Then you have to start asking yourself, q times what number gives you negative 2q? Negative 2. And then 3q times what number gives you 3q? Positive 1. Okay, and then we check all of our work. Q times 3q is 3q squared. Q times negative 2 is negative 2q. 1 times 3q is 3q. And 1 times negative 2 is a negative 2. And when we combine these two, that gave you a positive 1q. So our factors are q plus 1 and 3q minus 2. And look at the answers and see which ones you can eliminate. This says q plus 1, so the ones that say q minus 1 are not the answers. All the ones with q minus 1 are not the answers. So C is what you get. Okay, so now let's try to do problem number 5. You put it in the box again. Remember, these questions are going to be very similar to the questions on the test, so make sure that you are paying attention. And then you have to find factors of 6 times 5 is 30. That also give you a sum or a difference of 1. Well, negative 1, but we can just say 1. We don't have to worry about the sign right now. So we have 1 times 30. That doesn't give us 1. We have 2 times 15. That doesn't give us 1. We have 3 times 10. That doesn't give us 1. And we have 5 times 6. And if you subtract those two, it gives you 1. So we're going to use 5 and 6. 5x on one and 6x on the other. How will these two give you a negative 1? If you make the 6 negative or if you make the 5 negative? If you make the 6 negative and you add 5 to it, that will give you negative 1. Okay, then we do the outsides. This is going to be x times x, but how do you get the 6? You're going to use a 6, so 6 times 1. You have to think about where do you want to put the 6, here with the 6 and the 5, or here with the 6 and the 6? Yeah, on the top, because both of these numbers can be divided by 6. Okay, and then you finish it off. X times what gives you 5x? Positive 5. And 6x times what gives you a negative 6x? Negative 1. And then negative 1 times positive 5 gives you negative 5. So everything checks off. Write down the factors, x minus 1 and 6x plus 5. And then look for the answer. So remember this one cannot be it because it says plus 1. This one cannot be it because we don't have a 2. And this one either, we don't have a 2. So the answer is B.